I'm chasing shadows in the night. Words echo silent where I hide. Every mirror shows a stranger's eyes, searching for the part of me that's mine. But the sky ignites a spark inside, burning down to wait. In the ashes of my fight, truth is born again. I will rise up like a phoenix from the flame. Find my voice and call out your name. From the roots of what I used to be, I'll embrace the truth and set it free. Blinded by the weight of all my fears, I let them break me, shake my tears. Every scar's a testament to life. Now I rewrite the story in my mind. Yeah, feel the fire burning. I'm no longer turning away from the truth that's calling. I'm alive today. All I used to be. Rise up free, rise and ring, set me free. Rising high, Phoenix, watch me go.
Brian is innocent. Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about things that are in the affidavit, and if I talk about things that we're seeking that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.
It always gets me what the state wants to hide. Whoa. You know, Ann Taylor was telling us way back when on this Throwback Thursday in the IDAHO4, the beginning to the end, she was telling us right up front what the state wanted to hide. Wow. Looking back really hits different. Hey, good afternoon. I'm Phoenix, your host here at Phoenix Talks. And you know what I say around here. If you're trolling, just keep on scrolling. We don't want to have nothing in this chat like rumors, lies, because we're going to break them down and dispel all that for you. But here's the deal. Here we think with open minds. And if you think about it, every question matters. Every angle is welcome. If this is you, welcome home. So, you know, we ask real questions. We are deep thinkers. We're not just listening to what they're telling us. We're breaking it down to ask if it is logical. Welcome in, every single one of you. I am so apologetic for the delay. You know, there are some things we just can't happen. I planned good, but by the time that I was standing in line, and I know you can identify with me, by the time I was standing in line waiting my turn, I thought, dang, this clock is ticking fast. And these people are moving slow, and I need to go, go, go. And I do apologize for the delay. So I figured if I pushed it back an hour, maybe the trolls won't know I'm here. I psyched him up and psyched him out wrong time. So good afternoon, every single beautiful soul that is joining us today. And I greatly appreciate every single one of you that hits the thumbs up. Even if you're trolling, hit the thumbs up. You just don't have to comment. Good afternoon. I missed yesterday, so I'm glad to see this live. Well, Becca, I know that you've commented before that you are part of the replay crew. So appreciate you. Good afternoon. Hello, Dina. Good afternoon. OGs are all in the house today. Rebecca, no talkie before coffee. I am going to push out some member only content I am so excited about. So make sure that you are either subscribed, because here's what I do. I typically put it out there 24 hours for members only. You get the information first, and then I'll put it on everyone. So I hope that's okay with everyone. If you don't like it, give me some feedback. I am open to suggestions. You know that I can change on the fly. Hey, okie dokie, Lisa. Good to see you here, Trail Girl. Hello, Les. Hello, my mods. Beautiful mods. Hello, Caleb. I know you were letting everyone know what was going out. Guess we'll be back in an hour. Yes, we are here. I had to change the time. Sorry, I had to move it, guys, but I am here like clockwork. If I could have avoided standing in line, you know how like you get in line and you realize, damn, I need to do this by today. I'm on a deadline. There's no way I can push this back anymore. I just have to wait it out. And I thought a Thursday would be great to go and nope. Hello, Phoenix Wonderful Mods. Good to see you, Thumper. Good to see every single one of you. Hey, Amanda B. Good to see you again. Whoop, whoop. Lulu Bell in the house, too. Hello. I love it when you guys are starting to say hello to one another because we have built a little small community. And I know you're busy, Les, but definitely keep listening because we are going to have some Phoenix fireballs drop today. Hello, hello. Come on in. Now, this might be a different stream for some of you, and this might not be your jam, but this is my jam because I'm going to rewind the case for a moment. Yeah, Verizon was, yeah. And here's the deal, YouTube, StreamYard, whatever streaming service, because if I use StreamYard, I can stream on 5 or 6 different lives. And I haven't really used that function much. I'm usually just streaming and putting it on YouTube. But I will say it's much easier to grab some clips. It'll clip things for me. I'm getting better at that. And remember, I am no streamer, guys. I am only 7 months into this thing. I used to give talks publicly at small events and large events. I used to be in IT, sales, data storage, servers, all that great stuff, PCs. But here's the deal. I've even had a training company before, and I've, spoken public. But this is the first time I have ever done anything like this in my life after my stroke. So my doctor said, build up the confidence to do something that's going to challenge you. And math has always been challenging for me. So I started restarting baking again after baking for 30 something years and just fell in love with baking again. And I thought, after the stroke, and this is the weirdest thing for me, it's like something creatively sparked in my brain. And I thought, you know what? I know IT. I know how to do a lot of things. I think I can do this. And I definitely can talk. My mom almost named me Gabby. Almost. All right, Big Red. Good to see ya. I'm redoing my podcast on the secret of Greek life, escaping Alfie P. I know you were interested. Hey, dude, girl, I'm interested. Dang, that is awesome. Good to see ya. I'm glad that you were able to see the light, and you are so resilient, Phoenix. That's why my name is Phoenix. It's Fee, if anybody, wonders. But, a lot of my friends just say, you just got to keep on going. The doctor knew I was a survivor, a kicker. I'll tell you. My uncle said after that happened to me, he was like, "Boy, she's feisty now. She's going to be pissed having a stroke." He was right. Myra, I've missed a couple of lives. I'm here now, but I am seriously wondering if there will ever know the truth and what happened to these four young adults. Everything keeps changing, but we will see. And this is why at the beginning of 2026, I announced Mod Mondays. All the donations will go to the mods unless you want to give a donation, and I will make sure that they all divided up into three. They are at like maybe 200 and something plus dollars for the month, and we're in the second week of the month, basically. And, Tuesdays were 2 for 1. I'm going to do 2 streams in one day. Wednesday, hump day, do something exciting. Thursdays are throwback, and Friday are guest spots. So tomorrow, if you guys remember, last Friday, I had Jessica Rains on, the real Jess Rains, and she will be back tomorrow, but we are doing a live. Yes, we are doing a live with her, and we're doing an actual call in. And if you want to call in, ask questions, you'll be limited to a few minutes, but we will be answering questions that you may have in the Idaho 4. She is like way up to date, and her brain is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So if you want a stream of the century, tune in tomorrow. I will post the time because I'm still waiting to see when she is free. And I wanted to do it early in the morning so that, a lot of people can download it and listen to it on the way home or listen to it live. She's in another time zone, obviously. So I'm waiting on her, and we will tie up the time, and I will definitely change this to the 16th, which is tomorrow, Friday, and we will have a live with the real Jess Rains. And don't forget, my goal this year was to have a couple of different things, streams, ideas, and it works beautifully for critical thinkers. It avoids repeating the same surface level content everyone else does. So let's do it. Let's get in. Let's get into the throwback of the Idaho 4, because I think we have got something wild. We definitely. So when I started digging down this rabbit hole, hole, there was just no clear, I mean, just no clear path, no answers, no nothing. And that's exactly, I believe, what the president said. There was no nothing. But when you start looking at the bigger picture and you start seeing perhaps what he meant by no nothing, I mean, who was blown away yesterday in what I shared about Chief Fry, his demeanor, his, just the words he used? It was very misleading and vague. I mean, who remembers that yesterday?
Mike Mass.
I've got, oh, wow, that is not the video I wanted to play. But here is the article that says no clear answer in deaths of Idaho 4 college students found dead near campus. Yes, this was off campus. This is what the public was told through media. What was missing was very vague and misstated, perhaps. And what later findings of evidence, filings, and silence now contradicts or complicates the entire story. So that's why I said what we knew then versus what we know now. And check this out. November 14th is when the mayor of a small town where 4 college students were found dead in the senseless killings, this is what he said. They were senseless, and it could be blamed on most any scenario. What? He said it might have been a crime gone wrong, a property crime, or a crime of passion. Well, which one was it? Because Fry said there was no sign of entry. And I'm going to put these comments on the screen so other people can see them on the replay, because you in this nest are critical thinkers that deserve, every single one of you deserves something. Clarity, peace of mind, because they set the time machine for us. Okay? So we're just going to jump in the time machine with them. And we're going to go back to November 14th to the 18th, 2022. And what did you believe at this point in the case? What did you believe? I'm going to play this clip.
No one would have ever imagined something slightly like this could happen in Moscow, Idaho, in such a small town.
A small college town, usually full of life, students walking to class, until tragedy struck the community Sunday night.
It's been a heavy heart. You can feel it from every person you interact with to the people you walk by.
4 University of Idaho students killed, their bodies found by Moscow police Sunday. It's been called a homicide, the investigation ongoing. Crime scene tape still surrounding the quiet neighborhood.
It's something that is affecting everyone, no matter how close you knew them or not. We're all connected in the Vandal family in one way or another.
Olivia Nemi is a junior at the University of Idaho. She's a member of the student body government. She tells me she knew of the victims.
Everyone has their spot to make this community the way it is, and those 4 had a big part to play in that, and it'll be felt and very missed without their presence here. From not only going to classes and knowing that I'm not going to see some faces that I've ran into before, to everyone else that is still here and has to live with that impact for the rest of their lives.
3 girls and 1 boy gone. 2 of them 20 years old, 2 of them 21.
To know that lives were lost before they basically even started in college is just so heartbreaking to know, and to realize that they were in their 20s and this is the end for them, and they should have had long lives beyond this, and memories and relationships and friendships and things like that.
Nimi says she usually feels safe in her college.
Now, I have to stop it. Because why did they say King Road if this was actually Queen Road? We were all told it was King Road, but a lot of people said, well, the officer we saw on body cam, Queen Road. Why were they told King Road murders? Were they murdered on King? Or was it a play on words?
I've walked at night in Moscow and I haven't worried, but this is going to flip a lot of that upside down. And I think it's going to be the same for a lot of other students and community members.
Coming to the harsh reality that death and tragedy can make its way anywhere, even the rural town of Moscow, Idaho.
It's a hard lesson to have to learn.
Oh my God, y'all. I just kept on talking and ranting, and all of a sudden I looked at the chat. No sound. I apologize. I'm getting better. I am getting better. If you can hear me, everyone drop a 1. Every single one of you drop a 1. I apologize. I got my mods telling me no sound, no sound, and I just looked back at my chat and I'm like, okay, because I've got my phone up. I apologize. Such a dunce sometime. And you know what? This is unscripted, raw. We talk about the issues, and I can't believe I just did that. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, when you start thinking about what she shared with us at NBC News, that was a clip, and I'll drop it below so that you can see it for yourself. This is exactly, the clip is in this. Let me drop it real quick for you. There it is. And you can go and read this for yourself. You can look. I always give you and cite you evidence and facts. So the mayor, Art Bettage, who is no longer the mayor, but a young, very young mayor in town, is a graduate of the University of Idaho that was backed by Governor Little. Kind of a little ironic, okay? But he said that it could have been property crime gone wrong, but there was no sign of entry, crime of passion, which I could totally see, right? 3 weeks into a breakup, a mental breakdown, a sighting at a bar, and maybe not communicating well over a fur baby, I could definitely see where somebody can get a little unhinged. But this article did state the obvious. Because remember the breakdown of early official or media claims. They said targeted attack, no ongoing threat to the community is what I wrote down. Everyone was asleep. The big no. The timeline was so solid back then. But then later on, we read the court documents, the affidavits, the change in language, silent reactions, facial expressions, which they have muted all along and blurred and redacted, all these college kids that were potentially all labeled as witnesses in the court documents. And then, of course, we have all that evidence they said they had that never appeared or panned out to be Brian Kohberger. Now, the question I asked you after playing the clip, what did you believe at this point in time back then? What did you believe back then? Yeah, it says 3 boys and 1 girl. They didn't say adults or students, which was so shocking. And it's been so shocking to me how people are defending D and B and making excuses for them. I'm blown away, especially when they were labeled as subjects. And remember what subjects is. It's right below suspect. Yeah, I live and die by my theory. I agree, Caleb, and I'm starting to see a clear path and a clear theory on this end. Crime of passion. Inside job from day one. Myra says, it's been getting to me. I cannot sleep thinking about these 4, and we all want to know the truth. And Cats Mojo, this is spot on. It's good to rewatch the old news videos and articles from the beginning. You may catch things that you missed the first time around, like the change in language, evidence that never appeared in court. I think we should all, as a group, highlight what was so confidently stated without evidence. What was stated without evidence? What was stated without evidence in this case? I think I would have to type down lone person incel. They said, remember, this is this lone incel. One person. Stalker. Amanda, you were spot on. There was no stalking. There was no stalking. Caleb, we would love to hear your theory because you are always on it. Killed while sleeping. No evidence. No evidence. Then we got they fought like hell. Yeah. 3 girls and 1 boy. I know. Why did she say that? 3 girls and 1 boy. And you know what I noticed while watching that clip yet again?
No one would have ever imagined something slightly like this could happen in Moscow.
No one could have ever imagined. Why would anyone imagine something happening like this? Let me show you what else I noticed in this clip.
Idaho, in such a small town.
A small college
Small town that maybe needed some funding. Okay, I'm just speculating here. Oh yeah, Ortham caught the killer. But did they? Did they? Because there was 2 unknown male DNA, and still Ortham didn't find them, right? Who's going to go find them? Not a drop of blood outside the scene. Now, Les, it's funny that you say that because I noticed this watching this clip again. Watch what is in this clip. I'll point it out.
town, usually full of life, students walking to class, until tragedy struck the community Sunday night.
It's been a heavy heart. You can feel it from every person you interact with to the people you walk by.
University of Idaho students killed.
Now,
their bodies
this
found
is
by
raw clip footage, okay? You could see they have markers on these trash cans. And let me show you what they show in the early footage.
Moscow police Sunday.
Crime scene pictures. There's this rock. There's another rock. I mean, it could be just the rock itself, but watch what they show in the next clip.
It's been called a homicide. The
Maybe potential blood on the door.
investigation ongoing. Crime scene tape.
Look at this rock where they laid these flowers. This rock on the top, right by the tape. I never noticed this until just now. I'm going to share this image with you. Look at this rock image. I mean, could that possibly be blood? I don't remember seeing any evidence outside at all. Outside at all. I don't remember seeing that. There's some other things in this clip. A member of the student body government. Why are they showing kids in this clip? Oh, shoot. Hold on a minute. Duh. Come on, Phoenix. Get with it. Why are they showing kids in this clip? I can't believe this. I mean, I was shocked when I saw this clip.
Still here and has to live with that impact for the rest of their lives.
3 girls and 1 boy.
3 girls and 1 boy.
2 of them 20 years old. 2 of them 21.
To know that lives were lost before they basically even started in college is just so heartbreaking to know, and to realize that they were in their 20s and this is the end for them, and they should have had long lives beyond this, and memories and relationships and friendships and things like that.
Nimi says she usually feels safe in her college town.
I've walked at night in Moscow and I haven't worried, but this is going to flip a lot of that upside down. And I think it's going to be the same for a lot of other students and community members.
Coming to the harsh reality that death and tragedy can make its way anywhere, even the rural town of Moscow, Idaho.
It's a hard lesson to have to learn.
And then they go again with the small town. I just was shocked and blown away because we didn't know that we didn't know at the time. If you look back, what we didn't know, why certain timelines were questioned. Here's just a few examples I wrote down. Why unidentified DNA wasn't emphasized early when they knew that there was unidentified DNA. They all knew. Crime scene knew. When crime scene forensics, I should say. Even the probably the investigators knew when the document came back that there was clearly no DNA of Brian Koberger's, but yet they had unknown DNA. Why did they not do something then? Would it have interfered perhaps with an alleged cover-up? It wasn't even emphasized or early said until February 2025 per my notes. Why were witnesses were categorized the way they were? They even had to have a hearing on Dylan and Bethany and what role, R-O-L-E, they played. I remember being very confused when I first saw the PCA. Yeah, it wasn't cut and dry. It was not cut and dry. Maybe they give the illusion, this is great, of a happy place to live, like this place got their act together. We were told early on that Ethan was at the doorway of Xana's room. Oh my gosh, yes, we were. We were told that. Holy moly. Yeah, we know they lied in this clip. That's why we're going over the Throwback Thursday. And it's becoming very, very clear to me when the digital evidence and all the assumptions that there was a stalker and they were connected to the Mad Greek. That was one of the outrageous myths that we should have talked about. The girls were stalked to the Mad Greek. Les, you must be on the same wavelength as myself today. Oh my gosh. We didn't talk about this before. This is the first time that I saw little underage kids in these clips. Yes. Yes. I saw this clip last night to review this today, and I thought, why did they put kids in this clip? And then they said 3 boys and 3 girls and 1 boy passed away. I'm like, what are they talking about? The question is, they did not know they were protecting them. I think they knew. Most things were conflicting in documents. Absolutely. So here's one for you. I'm going to ask you, name something. Well, it's probably the same answer. It's probably the same answer. What question do you wish you had asked in week 1? I think these reporters that we watched yesterday were asking the tough questions. And then the reporter that was allegedly not a real reporter, the one that had passed on by a head-on collision, was asking the tough questions. Was it a female? Was there a weapon used? Do you guys remember her? I remember seeing her online. First time seeing those little kids walking by, heartbreaking. It is very heartbreaking. I never believed the Mad Greek BS. Dylan and Bethany were always sus to me. Absolutely, it's always the closest one in your circle. Especially after some of the videos that Maddie left on her TikTok, right? And I always question the roommates. Les, definitely Dylan and Bethany. Of course they had something to do with this. One runs off and scared to hell. I have a video that Lucy Morningstar shared on her page that the college girls called 911. Oh, wow. Okay, there's the link. Will we? No, because it was FBI. And then the only document that we have about Koberger was from the Moscow Police Department. It wasn't even an interrogation. It was more of an interview. And he's like basically chit-chatting with the cops and having a good old time. And then he says, no, I want a lawyer. I need a lawyer. My first question was, how did one person do this without the other roommates waking up? I agree, especially with all the audio that we've heard that I highly question. All the audio I highly question, and I wonder that's why they didn't release the audio from MPD, because it is questionable all the other audio that was released that may not be truthful. I don't know how to validate or certify that the audio that we got was truthful. Nothing, because when I ask MPD for that stuff, I don't get any response. So where did that really come from? Did that come from one of the family members that got it? Did it come from the people who've been trying to sell a narrative all along? And who in the hell is the freaking cartel if it wasn't Mowich, and if it wasn't some of the other people like Farley and some of the other people that are named? Who is the cartel? I want to know that answer. Was it an inside job? Was it? One of my first thoughts, why did the two remaining students take so long to call 911? Maybe they didn't. What gets me is a crime took place. The roommates should have been interrogated hard, not interviewed. Well, it seems that they were both there when some commotion started. And JD even says that he was awoken and went over when there was a commotion, but didn't say what time, didn't follow up with it was the next morning. I think he was led, and everybody wanted to point fingers at everyone else. So who really did this? They told Jews we won't get any information about coworker for FBI. What? What? That screams cover up, in my humble opinion, allegedly. And I just feel like some of these creators are getting some of this information from the family members that have been very outspoken in this crime. The cartel would have taken everyone out, not just all four of them. Absolutely. And the cartel would never cover bodies. They would never cover up bodies. Phoenix, we are on the same page as this is an inside job. Question mark. I suspect highly this was an inside job. Why did Chief Fry say door was open until, oh yeah, it was open until they got there? Well, let's go down this rabbit hole just for 1 second. Let's back up a moment and let's think about this logically. If Chief Fry said they got there and the door was open, maybe no one was around and they called everyone to get their asses back at the house to find out what really happened. Logically, what if somebody did call 911? They kept it out of the hands of the public because they wanted that person to be anonymous. And they walked it back and said, holy shit, we need all the roommates to get their butts here now. And we need some explanations. And we have to put this on video. Is there secret body cam footage out there? Or did they not turn on their body cams when they realized this was going to be a big, messy situation? Think about it. Think about it for a minute. They had to come up with something of why these kids were killed. They had to tell the public something. They had to tell the parents something through the public. If you think about this for 1 second, we have a family that is causing a lot of commotion saying that the police are not communicating with them. Then we have another family that doesn't want to be any part of this in court. Then you have another family who was maybe paid to go on media and say a few things. And then we have another family that's pretty silent until all these documentaries come out. I've been called several names with the innocence of BK. We still don't have a smoking gun today saying that BK did it. All we do is have press conferences and post conferences that say he was no way connected and there is unknown DNA. And how did it get on the knife sheath? That's it. I've been having fun arguing with people today how to piss them off and say PK is innocent. He is factually innocent. Bethany has proof, and that is what is protecting her now. We know she has proof. We know that she is the key to all the answers. We know that Bethany quietly backed up like Bart Simpson in the trees and vanished. And, you know, Dylan is standing there having to explain everything that happened. Why did Bethany not take the lead role and explain what happened? Did you ever question that? Will we ever find the truth? I think we found the truth, guys. I think we have come to find the truth. And the truth is, this is a wild, speculative cover up of who actually did this. I believe Bethany will come out and tell the truth. She lawyered up and went back to Nevada. Absolutely. They had to chase her down and sit her in a room and get more answers. I think Bethany held the answers. And if they came back and arrested someone else, let's just say, like speculation here, Dylan, I don't think they had enough evidence to charge Dylan. Just like they had nothing with Koberger, and I will say it till the cows come home, that all they did was they constitutionally denied him a fair preliminary hearing, and they went to the grand jury. I mean, what do you think they told him in the grand jury? I think the link for college was the girls that called 911 on a gentleman for breaking into their apartment, and how they handled it and solved it, who it was, while the cop was still there. Wow. That was Pullman. I believe that was Pullman. Wasn't that the Pullman 4 that I called the year before? They should have brought in a special prosecutor in team with no biases or connections. But you know, that's different. That's a different situation, Ink Mama. You're talking about a small town, good old boy system. It's all over America. They all go to school. They all, have relationships in different pillars of careers, whether it be law enforcement, criminal justice, you see attorneys and judges and all this other stuff. These small towns are hand in hand. You see farmers doing deals and business to business deals, and it's in every small town. It's every small town. The cartel would have, they would have done all of them. Let me see what other comments are here. Yes, Les, people just can't have an adult conversation. Instead, they just call you names. Well, this is where I question the real people on social media, on the internet. Now, I'm going to tell you, no matter if you believe me or not, but I'm going to open your mind to the possibility that there are creators that are paid out of somebody's pocket to push a certain narrative. What do I mean? Well, there's a creator out there that goes ahead and shares, misinformation that we know that's not in the documents, and they did it against me, and I've got a video I'm in the middle of editing, and they're telling me that the law and crime on the IDAHO4, that I AI'd Dylan's arm, and there's nothing on her arm that says Gideon was here. And I think we all were live when I showed you this video, this one right here. We went through this several times, and you have to play it slow. So what does that mean? You got to turn it on, not normal speed, because there's so much hidden. Play it slow speed. In the beginning of this video, you can see there's something on her arm. Now, they've hidden it. You can see something on her arm. And I'm going to put it up close, and it's not until they show a shot of the blanket portion that you can see what's on her arm. Look at this. Okay, there is something there that they have blurred out. They have redacted. Okay? Now, why did they do that? I don't know. I don't know. But having a serious adult conversation is needed for some people. But remember, if they're arguing with you and they are a smaller creator, they may be getting paid. I mean, think about all that GoFundMe money that people have said has never been returned that could have been paying someone to share a narrative. Now, was it on purpose they shared a narrative that they wanted the truth out there? Maybe. But then they went ahead and went with, oh, Koberger's your guy, guys. Koberger's your guy because we live in a small rural town, and they are twisting my arm to say that it was Koberger. And I believe that's what we're watching. You guys can name the creators all you want, but I'm telling you that there is a budget in someone's pocket to share certain narratives. And Les clearly says, I'll say it, I know Steve has tried to pay creators off. I have never been approached by any of these families. The only family I have ever been approached by is in regards to a 2A case in Ohio where this guy had the right to defend himself, and he fired a weapon, and the guy was hit and they couldn't save his life, and he went to trial and they found him not guilty. That is the only family that has ever asked me to share their story that I looked really deep into before I ever shared it. Boy, did I get heat from the family of the guy who went up there with the intention to harm an individual. Boy, did I get gang stalk and backlash and, oh my God, stalked. You wouldn't believe it. By people that were paid to say that this guy that defended himself had the right to defend himself. And that is the only family that I helped get the word out about the case in Scioto County. And boy, that's a little corrupt county if I've ever seen one, allegedly from my experience. Leslie took the plea deal and the case is over according to them. So why do you keep coming on channels and saying shit? All right. That's what we get. Because you should matter. Your God-given right to think logically should matter. Because if there was no evidence pointing to Koberger and he's sitting in jail unlawfully, unconstitutionally, unethically, that could be anyone at all. It will be the next Koberger. Who will be the next Koberger? Like the next Tyler Robinson. It was almost Karen Reed. Thank God it was an outsider and not one in our town, right? Right? I did not AI write anything on this girl's arm. And if I hear it again, it is slander, defamation, and libel. This person put it in writing, put it out on the internet, trying to discredit me. And I won't have a problem taking this individual to court since I know what her full name is, where she lives, what her address is, and so forth. I have attorneys. I've had to have attorneys on hand. When you do this type of work, you have to know what you can say. You have to know what you shouldn't say. You have to know because you can get hit with a lawsuit at any time. And I'm not looking to depart with my money anytime soon, folks. Okay? I have had to take people to court for false things and win my attorney's fees. Like a lot of money, folks. So when you think about this, you have to look and say, well, did Phoenix really write this on her arm? No, they scratched it out and hid it from you. I just exposed and showed you it, just like the freaking underwear in the street that everybody says they were doing their laundry. Is it just like the guy at 1:30 in the morning walking around with no laundry basket, but just looking? And we got a peeping Tom out in Idaho, folks, on King Street. I love a good cease and desist. Yeah, me too. My attorney eats it up, man. $250 to $300 per letter. Sausage and biscuits. That is hilarious. Must be a TikTok person. They're on YouTube too. Yeah. Miss Boobs galore. Yeah, we don't want to see it anymore. It's kind of scary. So, in fact, people were paid probably. Yeah. And the fact that Emily went on a paid documentary showed that they wait to get paid, and it's not because they want to help their friends. Wow. I just gave Dago some info I have. I want to share it with you all so we can try to get this case solved. That's it. No golden crowns. Justice is what I want. Well, Christine, you know my email. I will be happy to read everything. I am not looking for any collaboration. I'm not looking to go with an agency. Yeah, I am just not willing to do that. It was an interesting and highly credible show that I want you to watch because Kristen actually sent it to me, and I just have to give a shout out to her because I would have never known this existed. I do not watch other creators. I do not. And, you know, when you start thinking Throwback Thursday in the IDAHO4, some people are actually putting the pieces together, and the end we're coming up with is A, it's been a big cover up. B, two people that did this got away with murder. And this is a factual cold case. And when is Koberger ever going to speak up and file something so that he can be cleared in the state of Idaho from any wrongdoing? Because his record still does not reflect in the Idaho state repository for murder. How can this be? Kristen, shout out to you. I want to go ahead and play this clip. This is going to be awesome. I know this girl does a good job. So let me just add this and take this. Here we go. Let's see what she's got for us today. I know it's going to be good. And this is Truth in Neurons. Great, great channel to watch. Definitely go give them a subscribe.
Hi, I'm Ruby G.
And I'm Joff.
Welcome to Truth in Neurons. Imagine spending years studying a broken system. You read case after case of wrongful convictions. You analyse how innocent people get pressured into plea deals. You study tunnel vision, confirmation bias, prosecutional overreach. You write papers on how neurodivergent defendants get misread, how circumstantial evidence gets inflated into certainty, how fear drives communities to demand monsters rather than truth. You understand academically and deeply exactly how justice fails. And then you wake up one day and realize you are the case study. Everything you warned about, everything you documented, every mechanism of failure you identified in your research, it's all happening to you. You're watching your own thesis play out in real time, except now you're not the researcher, you're the subject. You're the one being flattened into an archetype, stripped of context, convicted by narrative before evidence is even tested. This is the psychological horror that Brian Koberger may be living through. And the question we need to ask is, what does it do to a mind when the very injustice you studied becomes the injustice you suffer?
Brian Koberger wasn't just any graduate student. His academic focus was reportedly on the intersection of psychology, criminology, and justice system failures. He studied how moral judgments get made in the absence of complete information. He researched decision-making under uncertainty. He analysed how cognitive biases affect legal outcomes. In other words, he was training to understand exactly the kind of case that would later consume him. Now, imagine him sitting in a cell watching media coverage of his own case. He sees prosecutors inflating timeline precision beyond what the evidence supports. He sees behavioural experts, and I use air quotes there, diagnosing him with psychopathy from courtroom footage. He sees his academic interest in crime being reframed as training for murder. Well, if that's the case, most of the police chiefs and many of the police officers have also trained in that same area. He sees his autism being weaponized as a lack of empathy. Every single failure mode he studied, he's living it. The cognitive dissonance would be unbearable. It's like a firefighter watching their own house burn down using the exact accelerant patterns that they taught others to recognize, while everyone insists there's no fire.
And here's where it gets psychologically complex. Kohberger knows academically, intellectually, clinically, that protesting your innocence too loudly can be read as suspicious. He knows that detailed explanations can sound rehearsed. He knows that showing emotion can be called manipulation, and not showing emotion can be called psychopathy. He knows that requesting a lawyer signals guilt to juries, even though it's a constitutional right. He knows that autistic affect under stress will be misread. He studied all of this. So what does he do? If he stays silent, he's cold and calculating. If he speaks, every word will be forensically analysed for signs of deception by people who don't understand his neurological processing. If he shows distress, it's performance. If he doesn't, it's proof that he doesn't care. He is trapped in a double bind of his own expertise. He knows the game is rigged. He knows how it is rigged. He knows that knowing how it's rigged doesn't help him escape it. This is psychological torture of a very specific kind, being forced to watch your own destruction using the exact blueprint you once studied academically.
In his academic work, Kohberger reportedly examined why innocent people take plea deals. The research is clear. When you're facing the death penalty, when the jury pool has been poisoned by years of media saturation, when your defense team tells you the odds are impossible, when you're neurodivergent and terrified of being misread by 12 strangers, when you've been dehumanized so thoroughly that you're no longer a person but a symbol of evil, you might plead guilty, even if you didn't do it. You might accept life in prison to avoid execution. You might surrender to the narrative because fighting it has become existentially unbearable. Now, imagine Kohberger facing exactly this decision. He knows the coercive mechanisms. He's written about them. He understands that a plea doesn't mean guilt. It means the system has created conditions where maintaining innocence becomes psychologically, legally, and physically unsustainable. If he takes a plea, does that prove the system was right about him? Or does it prove he was right about the system? The people who will say, see, he admitted it, won't have read his thesis on false confessions and coerced pleas. They won't and don't understand that his surrender might be the ultimate confirmation of his research.
Now consider the other side of this case. While Kohberger sits in a cell with his criminological knowledge becoming lived trauma, there's another person whose position in this case defies standard psychological frameworks. Dylan Mortensen, the surviving roommate. Her behavioural presentation doesn't match what trauma psychology would predict for someone who lived through what she claims to have lived through. She was in the house during a catastrophic violent event. She allegedly heard crying, saw a masked figure, felt afraid enough to lock her door, yet her affect in interviews is described as remarkably composed. Her sensory descriptions are curiously absent, no mention of smell, no visceral horror, no markers of the kind of traumatic imprinting that should be neurobiologically unavoidable. Her timeline oscillates between precision and convenient vagueness. Her 8-hour delay before calling 911, during which she was actively using her phone, doesn't align with trauma, paralysis, or dissociative rather than investigative, accommodating rather than challenging.
What if we put these two figures back to back and ask, what do their positions reveal about how narrative gets constructed in high-stakes criminal cases? On one side, you have Kohberger, outsider, neurodivergent, academically focused on crime, no documented connection to victims, subjected to exhaustive investigation, every behaviour pathologized, every piece of circumstantial evidence inflated, ultimately coerced into a plea despite forensic experts suggesting the single perpetrator timeline is logistically implausible. On the other side, you have Dylan Mortensen, insider, present in the house, temporally proximate to the violence, displaying behavioural and sensory omissions that would normally trigger intensive scrutiny, yet protected, accommodated, her account accepted despite psychological implausibilities, her 8-hour delay explained away as trauma when her phone activity suggests cognitive function. The contrast is stark. One person gets every ambiguity resolved towards guilt. The other gets every ambiguity resolved towards innocence. The question is why? What determines who gets suspicion and who gets protection?
Here's an uncomfortable truth about how blame gets distributed. It follows social geometry, not evidentiary geometry. Kohberger is a graduate student from another state, studying a stigmatized field, socially awkward, neurodivergent, without social capital or family wealth. He is an outsider. Dylan Mortensen is an undergraduate, embedded in local social networks, connected to the victims through shared housing and social circles, part of the university community that has enormous incentive. This tragedy within a narrative that doesn't threaten institutional stability. Kohberger's conviction serves multiple functions. It provides closure, it directs blame outward, it allows a university to frame this as external threat neutralized rather than internal dynamics we failed to understand or prevent. Dylan's protection serves similar functions. It maintains the random attack by outsider narrative. It avoids scrutinizing social networks and relationship dynamics that might reveal uncomfortable truths. It prevents the expansion of investigation into territories that could implicate more people or expose institutional failures.
We don't know if Kohberger is innocent or not, but it should be beyond reasonable doubt. That should be required. Then his final lesson from the justice system is the cruelest one. Everything you studied was correct, and that knowledge cannot save you. The system does railroad people. Neurodivergence gets weaponized. Circumstantial evidence gets inflated. Media does poison jury pools. Institutional interests do override individual justice. Fear does create monsters where complexity exists. And knowing all of this, being able to articulate all of this, understanding every cognitive bias and every procedural failure, none of it matters when you're the one in the cage. Your expertise becomes irrelevant. Your research becomes ironic. Your warnings become prophecy. And the people deciding your fate haven't read your work, don't understand your mind, and don't want to sit with the uncertainty that your case actually demands. They want a monster, and you're the one who got cast in that role. And all your knowledge of how that casting happens cannot rewrite the script.
Put them side by side. The criminologist who studied injustice and may be suffering it, and the witness whose behavioural presentation suggests something more complex than innocent trauma. One hyper-scrutinised, one under-scrutinised. One presumed dangerous, one presumed fragile. One an outsider made into a monster, one an insider protected from questions. What this contrast reveals isn't necessarily conspiracy. It reveals how narrative need shapes investigative reality. Communities under threat need someone to blame, and that someone needs to be containable, preferably an outsider, preferably someone whose destruction doesn't destabilize existing social structures, and they need witnesses who confirm that narrative. even if those witnesses' accounts contain psychological and sensory implausibilities that would normally trigger intense investigation. The tragedy may be that Koberger's academic understanding of these dynamics is perfect, comprehensive, and utterly useless in preventing them from consuming him. And if that's true, he's living his own thesis. Then this case isn't about him. He is both the expert and the evidence, both the analyst and the analysed, both the person who knows exactly what's happening and the person powerless to stop it. And if that's true, if he's living his own thesis, then his case isn't about him. It's about every person who will come after him. Every neurodivergent defendant, every outsider, every person whose difference makes them convenient, whose strangeness makes them castable, whose isolation makes them expendable. His research warned us. His case confirms the warning. The question is whether we're willing to learn the lesson before the next person's thesis becomes their life sentence.
Thank you, Truth and Neurons. If you haven't subscribed to them, do so. Great channel, great content. I'm telling you, you definitely want to go check them out. And I don't say that lightly. There's something else that popped up in my head when I was rereading this article, since we were talking about throwbacks. It says patience is needed to allow an investigation to proceed in meticulous fashion. This is what the mayor said. Said it was a tragedy. Today we grieve for those who were lost and those we leave behind. We know it's a small town. We know that most of these individuals were in Greek life systems. What about the judge? What do we know about Hitler in the past and what he was trying to tell the attorneys? This article came out March 4th, 2025. Let me take a drink. Do you remember this on Throwback Thursday? That Judge Hitler told the attorneys to quit filing so many sealed documents. Do you guys remember this? I was like, wait a minute. If he was telling them to stop filing so many sealed documents, then why did he put his signature on there to seal them? And why is there a delay in unsealing these documents? Phoenix Fireball moment. Thanks, Amanda, for putting that up there. There is their channel. Go down and definitely subscribe to them. They are awesome. Truth and Neurons. And if you do, make sure you hit the thumbs up on their video that I just showed you. Why did Judge Hitler tell him quit filing so many sealed documents, yet sign off on all those sealed documents? It says it was actually written in the court. He wrote a court order on Monday. This runs counter to the public's First Amendment right to know what's going on in courts, Hitler wrote. He ordered the attorneys to use the least restrictive steps necessary to protect confidential information in the case, such as redacting some lines or using initials instead of individuals' full names. Hitler's directive came with a flurry of new motions that were filed ahead of the August trial, including a sealed defense motion to take the death penalty off the table that cited autism spectrum disorder. Excuse me, got hiccups. Just like Truth and Neurons was talking about, neurodivergence. You know, they did rule that they couldn't use sociopath or psychopath during the trial and other things. So why is there such secrecy left in this case? Why does not someone step up and say, oh, we screwed up. There are 2 unidentified killers on the loose out there, people. Koberger is not our guy. We constitutionally need to let him go. Why is there no PCR filed yet? We now know that there are 2 killers on the loose, that this is a cold case, and justice for the IDAHO4 has not been given. We know that now. 100% know that. And if you don't know that by now, God help you. God help you. Because what's going to happen in the next case, like Truth and Neurons say, when the next neurodivergent or the next professional is framed, patsy, unalived, because you do understand our justice system. They could speed up death row real quick. They could if they wanted to. Now, I've got a video I definitely want to share, because listen to this story. About a month ago, and man caught sneaking into dorm rooms ends badly. I have not seen this video. Someone else sent it to me. I want you to watch it.
They were asleep and he entered the room. That's actually disturbing. That looks like him. We found. You want to see the video?
Yes. On January 1st, 2024, on New Year's, an officer responded in reference to a man entering an apartment while multiple girls were sleeping. We'll soon find out he picked the wrong girls to mess with.
Hey there.
Hi.
Hello. Okay.
I'm Sophie. I'm the one who lives here.
Okay.
Abigail. I call her.
Okay.
Izzy. She was in the bed. Yeah. We were just friends, but we were in the
Okay.
Yeah. Should we go up to my apartment?
Yeah, that's fine. So the person came up there. Okay.
We have it on video.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
All right.
We have it on the ring here.
Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Yeah, first start to you, right? This is a great start. Yeah.
I love her. She installed my bed. Oh.
Yeah, well, tell her she needs to get some better security over here.
Yeah. My mom is like Captain Obvious. She's like, looks like a UGA student. You can tell even he was surprised it was left open because he was pretty much ready to move on.
I mean, it's true.
It is true, but like that's obvious. You want to see the video?
Yes, if you have it, please.
Yes. This is, I have him coming in and leaving. You can watch it when we get to the apartment too.
Okay.
He was there for like 10 minutes.
Like inside the apartment. 10 minutes.
Yes. That's cool. And literally they have no idea except for that, and their stuff is gone. He let himself in at 6:40 a.m. And I know this because I really owns the ring. He texted me this morning. He said, "Dear friends, a black guy that came to our apartment on the ring. He let himself in at 6:40 a.m." And that's when I called up. So I was freaked out. I was like, "What?" She's like, "Are you alive?" Yeah, like, "Are you alive?"
The door's not locked. No.
No, I mean, yeah, I never lock my door in this apartment, which a lot of people don't. But I mean, now I do every night. But like that's my fault for not telling them I usually lock it. Like I should have.
Okay. Yeah, you guys should consider locking the door. I know it's hard to get into these complex, but there's ways to get around it. You know.
He could live here or probably not.
I don't know. I didn't look at the video.
I feel like a lot of people can easily let in, but he definitely.
How long do you wait?
Okay, here's the video. This is him coming inside.
That is 6:40.
6:40 a.m. Yes. So he like kind of sees it. Turns on a flashlight and show you. I know this one.
No, wait, I swear I think we're too up.
I kind of feel like you do.
No, I do. I legitimately do.
But I'm just.
It looks like this guy is just checking doors to see if doors are unlocked. Ladies and gentlemen, lock your doors.
Surprised, like, if he knew there was a ring, why he didn't bother? I don't think he noticed.
I didn't see your phone stuff. Yeah,
But clearly, he like must have a ceiling thing going on. Yeah, it's calculated.
I did other doors too.
My mom's like, when he's moving past it, it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
Rob
like, definitely was going and trying all the doors.
And it's weird because 2 of my other roommates' doors are unlocked, and I don't think anything was stolen. At least that I can tell. There's Apple Watches, more expensive things, iPads. I guess those are harder to steal because they have trackers.
Right.
But he chose to steal stuff from the room that 2 girls were sleeping in, which is just really surprising. And it wasn't even like the middle of the night. It was 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Currently we're talking to the police.
All right. Whose stuff got stolen? Yours? Okay. You guys have your Y'all's IDs.
So,
Oh, so they were taken?
in the wallet.
In the vault. Okay. You're the one that called?
I called.
You called?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can I really shut up?
What's your name?
Abigail.
Were you home?
Yeah.
You were home?
Yeah, her and I were both asleep. Like I had a vape on the bedside table and he took that too, which is like more scary because he like.
Did you guys hear him coming into the room? No?
No, I didn't hear anything. No.
So what was taken? That's yours.
A vape, like 100 in cash. I don't really care about that. But
How much was the vape?
The vape was like $20.
20 bucks.
And then
It's $100 in cash?
yes, and then 2 debit cards. And my ID.
Okay.
But he left the wallet.
Oh, you left the wallet.
He left the wallet, but just emptied everything.
Okay. 2 debit cards. What bank?
Bank of America and Regions.
Did you already cancel your card?
No, but I will.
Please do it now. What? As soon as we're done here, you need to cancel it. See if there's any transaction.
Yeah, there hasn't been so far.
Okay, so it's been 4 hours.
I figured nothing was open that early, so 6 a.m.
Anything else?
The ID.
So it's been 4 hours. Why did these girls wait to call law enforcement? 4 hours. What is, I mean, this is weird.
Your ID. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Georgia, driver's license?
Yes.
Is it Georgia?
Yes.
And you guys don't know who this person is, right?
I've never seen him. He looks familiar to me, but also they go here. Yeah. So like, I couldn't say like who he is. Like,
Yeah.
He looks like a student.
yeah. Even in
Yeah, just from that right there. But he's definitely checking doors.
Yeah.
Like, you can see that he checked it, but he was on his way out, and he's like, oh, he's open. And then he came back. So, and then, what's your name?
Isabel,
And what was taken from your
my whole wallet was taken. Which
wallet? What kind of wallet?
it was like, well, it was just like a card holder.
Card holder?
Yeah,
How much was it?
probably $15.
Okay. All right. And what was in that wallet?
Debit card, credit card, and then my ID as well, and my insurance card.
Chief?
Your insurance card. They really took that. What did I do with that?
Did you already cancel your debit cards?
Yeah, I did.
You did. Okay. Was there any transaction on it?
No,
Okay. Besides the credit card and debit card, what else?
my ID.
ID. Is it a Georgia driver's license?
Yes.
Anything else?
That's
Cash?
No cash.
No cash. Okay. And both of you guys were in there asleep.
Yes. And I'm also supposed to fly back to school. So my dad told me that I might need a police report to get a new license. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a card. And I'm not sure if you could do it online, but it will be stolen. They should be able to mail you a new one. All right. Anything else taken from?
And
this?
in some cases, you have to make a police report if your ID was stolen, or else they won't give you a replacement that easily.
House.
Not that we know of.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was in here for 10 minutes, so like, I don't know what day, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what room. Our room right there is open and like it's next to Sophie's room is that one. And
Okay.
this room is that one, and it's also open, but we didn't play the Apple Watches there.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe we should ask, Sophie, maybe you should ask Cash or Kat if she has any cash. I just asked Charlotte, she said no, so we're gonna call Kat.
Okay. When they do come back, if they find things missing, they can always call me and I will add it to the report. So.
Thank you. Thank you. It's really like if I had an Apple Watch, expensive shit, man. Untouched. That's correct. It's on your jewelry. Check. I don't really think I would notice it. I think I can take off my rings. That would be so invasive. Like, yeah, I don't know, because I guess he just wanted to take something from his pockets. Thank you.
You, this for you. Do you need a case number? Email me the footage.
While the officer was taking the victim's statements, one of the friends started her own investigation while on the couch, and she cracked the case.
Management here. see if they know who that person is.
Yeah, like, so should we like ask our friends and show them pictures?
Friends, yep, friends or management to see if he's a resident here. If he
I'm sure someone would remember or see him.
is, we'll do a follow-up. I don't think management's going to be here today, but if they know who that person is, oh yeah, that's a resident here. We're probably going to need some info for that person. So we could go talk to him. Clearly, you could see him checking doors. So
Yeah, I'm sure it's on other people's rooms too. Yeah, I just feel like if he lived here, he wouldn't do that where he lives because it's like such a higher chance of getting caught.
Mhm.
But also, he looks racist. He looks terrible. Yeah.
Right, can I watch the video again? It's like
Wait.
20s.
Someone I know knows who it is.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What's it? She knows everyone. So.
Come on.
Wait, who is it? What's his name? Are you sure? Ask her the name. Good God.
His name is Gabriel.
How do you spell that? Oh my God. What's cyberbullying?
Well,
Don't say that for the cop. Oh yeah, that's literally him. Instagram. Oh my. Oh yeah. Bro, come on. The fucking is literally wearing PGA
This is
shirts.
Caroline.
I'm Caroline.
You're Caroline. Who's
Or my friend Gabrielle.
See how they were really quick to identify who it could possibly be and not covering up for this individual? Even if the girl said that my friend knows him, they still gave the name to the cop. Wow, this says a lot, and it's going to bring it home to what I'm going to state next.
What if she's just mistaking him for someone else? That looks like him.
We
But
found
also, he doesn't have very many Athens mutuals. Like, I have 3. I only have 1. I feel like it's still
Yeah,
not many.
I know people that found him. So I have multiple people that know.
Oh, multiple people that know him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And they also
Another person said that they found out who it was.
Oh my
Like,
god,
since
and
my
they got
friend.
that guy?
Yeah, same. She said, Sky just said Gabriel.
Oh my god. Golly.
All right, so who are these friends? Give me their names and phone number. Just need to.
Okay, I'll give you the her name's Gabrielle.
Is that her, Gabrielle?
No, that's the guy.
That's the guy.
You can say Gabby, Gabi. She goes here too.
Okay.
So she
Is
lives-
it Gabby or the Gabrielle?
Sky knows what's gonna do.
I think it's Gabrielle. Okay, I'll spell it.
Yeah. Okay. Can I watch the ring camera one more time?
Oh. Same shirt.
Same shirt. Shut up. Let me see.
She'll have that sent to you.
Can you text that to me right now?
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, that's off his TikTok.
TikTok.
You criminal?
Time to go.
What's his TikTok? Do we know that?
4 times Gabe. 4 times Gabe.
What an idiot.
Number 4
Or
times T.
Wait, isn't that TikTok?
Look at how fast they found the individual by just asking a friend, do you know who this guy is? Bam, he's on social media. Bam, he's in the same shirt. Bam. See, that's digital media. That's digital evidence, folks. They got him on the Ring camera in the same short. This is how people use social networking to solve a case, right? They all had to have known. It is just that simple, folks. It really is. This is real life playing out that we're seeing on an officer's body cam in a home invasion while they were sleeping and took some things.
No.
These girls were very lucky that nothing bad happened.
I got my wallet back. Hey, can I get my back?
what he posted?
This was posted.
Literally him in this building.
Yeah, we have a
He
lot
just
of.
sent that to me.
Bye.
Sugar nail can you text that to me and can you text that so I can email him?
Yeah. Oh my god.
So who's?
Are you gonna arrest him?
Yeah,
I mean,
lock his ass up.
It's burglary. So
So yes, right?
yes.
We're hoping yes. We're hoping we get him arrested
Please
today.
find him.
Well, I need to know where where he's at and if he's
Text
here.
Sky. Text Sky.
He's on the run.
Text one of his friends and find out, but don't say where. Okay?
Oh my God. Live reaction here. Live reaction. My show is never scripted. You're getting it all live and real and raw. And I will say that giggle that girl made when she said, are you going to arrest him? And she giggled, and they are going to get this guy's address that is all over publicly, I'm sure. They are going to have the cop go down there, question him, have all the evidence ready to go, and this guy is going to get charged where there is no hole that he can't get out of this, guys. This is the way this works. It works in a lot of cases. People post stuff and say, hey, I need to figure out where this X, Y, and Z person lives. They have no sense of how to search, how to do public searches. And I tell them half the time, here it is. Here it is. There is a girl on TikTok that can find out right to the T where you are at because we give too much away in digital media, social media. People take pictures outside of their house with the number. I could find somebody in less than 5 minutes, but there is somebody on TikTok that does this for a living, and she does it to show you how much information that we scare, and it should scare the living hell out of you. Because if she's able to find you in under 5 minutes, or I'm able to find you in under 5 minutes, or you have posted a clue on just simple everyday pictures that you don't even think about, and I find a boat number or a boat slip number, and I can target right where you're at, people, this should scare the living daylights out of how much information that we share.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So yeah, find where he lives so we can go lock him up. Lock him up.
All right. Are you able to shut down and send it to me?
I'm sending it. Yeah, I'll email both to you.
All right.
Yes.
Social media.
Thank God for
You shouldn't post such incriminating things on your TikTok. Like, we don't post
This
this.
man's better get locked up.
Rob somebody in.
Your dad better. That's also like nail him in here. ID theft or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is it? Identity theft. What are all the
Identity
charges here, officer?
I think that's burglary.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, if he used those cars that he took, that's different.
What are
You'll have financial crimes.
okay?
What
But
about trauma? Can you arrest him?
Yeah, they were asleep and he entered the room. That's actually disturbing. That's disturbing.
it is. It's very scary. So, from now on, go ahead and lock your.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the hard way, I guess.
It's not hard for somebody to come in here, especially somebody who looks like that.
I'm gonna subject it incriminating photo.
Those photos are from your friends
Yes.
that knows him.
Yes, they know everyone. This is on his. It looks like Snapchat story.
Okay.
It's his name. He posted that.
Right.
This is a picture of his.
Wait, is that from yesterday?
Yeah, it says shooter because I'm wearing his picture.
Let me take a look at the date on that.
It just says 13 hours ago.
Okay.
So, but she probably.
So I guess yesterday?
Yeah. So last night.
So this is through Instagram,
Snapchat.
Snapchat. Okay.
Oh, she got it, man.
I hope he doesn't leave town.
Oh, digital footprint.
Yeah, digital footprint too.
I love a digital footprint. Yeah, why would you be wearing a GTA shirt if you didn't go here?
Or I love it. Just like every. But I want him to get arrested today.
Yeah, same. I want to watch
Well,
you
if
guys
he's
have
leaving, also, if he has your stuff, you can get it back. Yeah, he has your ID.
So yeah, if you were to find my stuff, like, would you be able to mail it?
Well, we're gonna bring it back here, and one of you guys can send it to her.
Okay.
Now you don't live here.
Well, I'm from here, but I go to school in Arizona, so I'm just back here for the break.
Okay. So this is not your address.
No.
Okay.
This is just her. She lives in this apartment.
Okay.
I live in.
Okay. You don't live here.
I live in Georgia, but not. We're all like high school friends, so we live an hour away. We
Okay.
just go to-
So you don't live here. This is not your address.
No.
You guys are just spending the night here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for New Year's.
All right. So let me get some address then.
Do you want like our school address or like our home?
Home address. Do we know if he's a student?
It doesn't say on his Instagram.
It says ACL.
Yeah, so he's probably here then.
Yeah, I'm sure he's still here somewhere.
This man's stupid as hell. We can find you so quick. You know who I am.
Maddie just said, is it breaking and find that door is open? The door wasn't open.
Talk about dumb criminals.
Like I'm literally.
All right, we get it. Didn't lock the door. We're idiots.
I've never lost. Or just entering. LOL. What the hell? Just respond LOL. She would be sobbing.
Yeah.
You know that. You should say, by the way, all your shit's gone. Yeah. Don't worry about it, so just glad your friends are okay. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thanks, Kat.
Should I say it's really not funny?
Yeah.
I mean,
All right. Well, I think I got a name here, so there's something for me to work with. Gabriel. Do you guys find out where he stays at, or a phone number, or anything like that?
I can figure it out.
Just email it to me, so that way I can get in contact with him.
Right.
Yeah, I'll see if we have any history with him.
Oh, yeah.
Without a date of birth, it's going to be hard for me to locate somebody. But if we have history with him before, then we should.
Wait, if Sky has him on Snapchat, you can see his birthday.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, wait. That's
Yeah. Wait, Sky has him on Snapchat?
Her friend.
Who's
Wait,
screenshotted?
Oh, this is good. Wait, I'm loving this.
I think Caroline should be like.
Yeah, Caroline, you need to get caught or something. You need to work for the FBI or something.
Yes. No, that's like an insane reaction.
Yeah, tell her.
That's like psychotic.
Oh, I'm like dead serious. Tell her he broke into her room and see her reaction. I would. Is your mom off? No.
Roswell.
If I figure out his birthday, we have your email, right?
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Yes. If you're able to get his either address, telephone number, or date of birth, go ahead and email it to me.
I'll let you know.
Just slide on the story like you're cute in your number.
Oh, wait, that's good.
Don't contact him.
Yeah.
We should request him on Instagram.
Yeah. Don't contact
What if
him.
he like recognized me from the photos in my bedroom? That's what no.
Well, I'm gonna get out of here.
How do we get updates? Like on if he gets arrested or
So if he gets arrested, you'll know because you get subpoenaed to go, about court.
bet.
So
Abby would love that. The court would be like,
Yeah,
put me on the stand. I'll testify.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yep. You have a good one. Yep.
The suspect was found a few hours later in the UGA parking lot. When the officer caught up to him in a nearby vape store, the suspect fled, but was ultimately taken into custody. The officer discovered multiple IDs and other items on him, including a vape. While returning the items, they discovered that there were a total of 9 apartments he hit. The suspect was charged with 25 counts of burglary in the first degree. During court proceedings, the majority of those burglary counts were null pros, meaning the prosecution dismissed them. However, on count 1 and count 4, the suspect entered a guilty plea. For each of those counts, he was sentenced to 20 days of confinement and 7 years of probation, including a completion of a 60 to 90-day program in the probation detention center. Several of the remaining burglary charges were reduced to lesser charges, included criminal trespass. The defendant pled guilty. The defendant was also convicted of 1 count of obstruction of an officer.
Wow, that was crazy, folks. Absolutely crazy. And you know what? Thank God it wasn't a Ted Bundy incident. Thank God it wasn't a Idaho 4 incident. Thank God, because looking back at the throwbacks and what we've learned in this case, those girls were spot on. So a big hand clap to them. Great detective work in a short amount of time. Thank God someone knew who it was. But again, in the end, they got a plea deal. That guy got a freaking plea deal, right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but what I am saying is he was guilty 100%. He had proof on him. He had other IDs. He had the vape that they could probably describe like a back of their hand. You know, I mean, there's in the Idaho 4 case, if this case was breaking today, what would you question immediately? Because remember, some things were never corrected, something the public accepted too easily, even something still unexplained to this day. And in my humble opinion, allegedly, the Idaho 4 is clearly at the end being exposed as a clear cover up. What are your thoughts about that? What are your thoughts that the Idaho 4 was a cover up? Plain and simple, had to protect the university, had to protect the police department for some reason, had to protect the individuals for some reason. Everyone was protected, especially the 2 other subjects, Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk. And obviously the first and only suspect the entire time, Jack Decor. That's the suspects they were looking into. Per the documents, had to protect everyone involved. Have we come to an end? Probably not. There's going to be more released documents soon dropping. I'm sure there's going to be more FOIA'd information on videos. There's a reason the WSU lawsuit is moving forward. I say it's a big fat nothing burger in my humble opinion. However, what do I know? We're just reviewing all the information that's been public. So suspect. The beginning to the end. I think we're almost at the end. I think we could cover so much more. I could talk about this for years. But you know, after what we've seen so far in our throwback series just for 2 weeks, I think that we're getting to the truth. 100%. I'll keep sharing if you keep showing up. On the way out today, y'all, please give our beautiful Mud some love. Tomorrow, I will be announcing shortly the live that we're going to be having with the real Jessica Rains. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, she's all over the place. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be a live call-in moment where I want you all to participate. If you can, you won't have to show your face. You can just talk in your system, your phone, your laptop, whatever you have. Just make sure we can hear you loud and clear. And I will post the link in the next live. Everyone take care and be well. And thank you for showing up today. Love you all.
I've been chasing shadows in the night. Words echo silent where I hide. Every mirror shows a stranger's eyes, searching for the part of me that's mine. But the sky ignites a spark inside, burning down to wait. In the ashes of my fight, truth is born again. I won't rise up like a phoenix from the flame. Find my voice and call out your name. From the roots of what I used to be, I'll embrace the truth and set it free. Blinded by the weight of all my fears, I let them break me, shape my day. Every scar's a testament to love. Now I rewrite the story in my mind. Yeah, feel the fire burning. I'm no longer turning away from the truth that's calling. I'm alive today. All I used to be, fashion free, flies wearing, set me free, rising high, phoenix, watch me